Well, she's always getting on me about, this isn't really a benefit, but getting into her office, getting my teeth cleaned.
Yeah. Okay, so she does do the job.
Oh, yeah. She always gets on me, and she's always wanted to check my teeth at night. Let's see if you got anything going on, see if you got any cavities. But,
is there a dentist chair in the house?
No, thank God. Never. Nope.
Pleased to welcome to the podcast Dylan Samberg. Dylan, explain to me the biggest jump in your confidence levels from today to, let's say, just even 3 years ago.
I would say a lot of it's just more playing time, which has definitely helped, and just learning the systems here, being more comfortable with them, and being more comfortable in having that chemistry with the guys. Not just with my partner now, Neil, but all the defensive core, and I just feel, especially with that more ice time, it just allows you to play more freely, and you're more involved in the game. What's
the biggest difference between Scott Arneal now, when he was the defense or the head coach now, to the defense coach that you had the last couple of years previous to this one?
I'd say he still keeps it business strictly, but no, he's been great, and even when he was our defensive coach, I had a feeling, when he eventually moved on, he was going to be a really good head coach, which he has been, as you can see by our record this year. And he's been awesome for us, and even if after a nice win like that, we're going to make sure that we're back to business here on Monday.
Continuity, how important has that been from this year to this year in the coaching staff? I know there's a couple of new faces, but having Scott there and other familiar faces, but how important has that been for this hockey team?
Well, it's been great. Our especially special teams has been great, which is our power play's done a lot of great work for us. We have some changes there, and it's been a fun year. It's been awesome. The new coaches have been awesome, and Dino on the back end's been great for us. So we're having a lot of fun.
Yeah, I guess that's the next where I was going to go next was Dean Chanel. How great has he been? He's been around the league and the game for such a long time.
Yeah, he's been awesome. No complaints there. He's always, if you ever need help, he's the guy you reach out to, which is great, and he's keeps things black and white and just straight to the point. So I like that.
Yeah, you like that? Mm-hmm. So I've asked a lot of guys about the difference in the power play. Without giving away too many state secrets, what do you think is the biggest difference from the penalty kill perspective?
I would say, like, in previous years, obviously our power play can move it around pretty well. They can snap it pretty well, but I just feel like they're more shot oriented and get the puck to the net. Try not to make the extra pass. If you have a chance to take it, take it.
As we get back to do this podcast, you've been back for 2 games. It's the funny part is whenever somebody comes back from a long stretch away from the game, the question is, are they going to ease you in? Mm-hmm. That certainly has not been the case. Did you feel like you were going to get heavy minutes right when you came back because of how you felt, and certainly with conversations with the coaching staff?
I think it was supposed to be more of an easy in, but it is what it is. Part of the game. We got a lot of defensemen out right now, so it's a little tough, but no, it was good. Sometimes you just got to get thrown right into the fire, and I felt good out there, so I'm glad we were able to get a win on Saturday for Bucky there.
You said that you were quite tired after the game on Saturday. Did you get the necessary rest heading into practice in the games this week?
Yeah, I slept like a baby, but no, it was good. I was pretty tired after that one, but it was all in good fun.
What's the worst place you've been hit outside of when you broke your foot with the Stamkos block?
I've been hitting a lot of bad spots. It always seems to find the spots that aren't covered by padding. A lot of times, when you open up, you get it up in the hamstring. I'd say like the worst one is probably if you get it on the top of the knee when you go down. Sometimes your shin pad opens up, and might be controversy. My breezers, not my pants, slide up, and they get it right on the top of the knee. And you feel that one the next morning. It usually takes a day or two to loosen that knee up.
What does Destiny say when you come home sometimes with multiple bruises?
She understands it. It's part of the job. But, she just thinks I'm crazy for trying to get in front of those things. But it is what it is.
Yeah, for sure. What was the worst part of the recovery this time around with being away for 21 games?
I'd say the toughest part, because I had been through injuries before, and I knew what it entailed, and was just being away from the guys. I got back They played Minnesota that night. I flew home, and they were still on the road for another week. So I'd say the mental side of that was pretty tough, just because you go into the rink and you're at the rink for an hour and a half doing your treatment or whatever, a small little workout, what you can do, and then you just go home and you're hanging there by yourself. And my wife works, so she doesn't get home till later, and so I spent a lot of time alone. So that was tough, but the fellows were here on the second half of my injury, so that was nice.
Who would be like a mentor when it comes to learning the art of shot blocking over your career?
I don't know if I had a mentor. I mean, back in high school, we used to bring out the foam pucks a bunch and work on that kind of thing. So our coaches would line us all up, go one by one, and fire them at you. But no, it's just part of the game, and I just learned to try and make myself as big as possible. It's going to hurt, is what it is, but that's just the role I'm in.
So Stamkos has got a pretty good shot. Who is other guys in the league that you're kind of aware of that their shot can? I know there's a lot of guys who shoot the puck pretty hard, but who would be like another guy where you're like, man, this is going to hurt?
Well, this one might seem pretty obvious, but Ovechkin.
Yeah.
But thank God I'm on the left side. He's on the other side. But sometimes it happens where I get switched up. But, I mean, there's a lot of guys around the league. That Rantanen's got a great shot on that left side. Even McKinnon, like all those guys in the power play and the one-timer usually have the best shots. So
yeah, there's a reason there, I guess.
There's a reason they're there. Yeah. So it's never exactly a fun task, but it's part of it.
Let's play just one guess for you. You have 35 block shots this year. How many block shots do you think Cole Perfetti has?
He's actually blocked a lot of shots this year. Let's see. 40, 35. I'm going to go with 62.
He's only got 30, but he's going to love that you gave him that much credit.
I mean, I feel like he's blocked a lot of shots this year, which is
I was actually, I don't want to say surprised, but it was like pleasantly nice to see that there's like 30 block shots in his ledger there. So.
Let's go!
Hi, I'm Dylan Samberg.
Samberg shoots it.
And this is the Ground Control Podcast.
The benefits, give me 3 benefits of being married to a dentist.
Ooh. Benefits. Well, I guess if in my line of work, if there's a lot of teeth that go missing. So if I ever need something, she's always there. Benefits. Well, she's always getting on me about, this isn't really a benefit, but getting into her office, getting my teeth cleaned.
Yeah. Okay, so she does do the job.
Oh, yeah. She always gets on me, and she's always wanting to check my teeth at night. Let's see if you got anything going on, see if you got any cavities. But,
is there a dentist chair in the house?
No, thank God. Never. Nope. I would say just making sure I'm upkept.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Yeah. You've never flossed so well in your life, probably?
Yeah, I usually get ripped about that one. If something happens and my gums bleed, you should keep flossing. I know I should keep flossing.
It's like, exactly. Literally, can you leave the dentist's office and you're right back in the dentist's office
exactly
every time you go home? Is Destiny better to watch TV with than Cole?
They're actually quite similar, which is
lack of attention
bizarre.
span.
Yes, they both like to go on their phone, but it depends on the kind of movie for her. If it's more of those, I guess, a love-based movie.
Okay.
Or
rom-com?
a thriller. Yeah, rom-com, a thriller. She's involved in it, but she's just got a little bit of a short attention span and wants to keep doing things.
My wife, you have to watch thrillers or else she checks out right away. So on that one, so I understand where you're coming from. Best part about Hermantown?
I'd say the community. We have a really, really tight-knit community there. Starting from the ground up, even when I was a kid, it was great. Like the dads would go out there, and we had 4 outdoor rinks outside of our indoor rink, and every year they would go out there just to volunteer and flood the ice, and that part was great because it was a huge staple to our community was those outdoor rinks, because our parents would drop us off at school in the morning, drop your bag off at the warming shack, go to school, get off school at like 3 o'clock, go to the rink, parents pick you up at 5:30, so that was a daily occurrence. But it was just, anybody would reach their neck out for anybody there. So I just have to go with the community.
Like, I mean, that's the great part of it. Like, your parents just leave you at the rink and not have to worry about. That's very rare nowadays.
I was going to say, yeah, you don't see that nowadays too often. But, back in the day, you know, whether it was hockey or in the summers, it was golf. From like 9 years old to like 14, 15, my parents would drop me off at the golf course at 7:30, pick me up at 5:30, and I'd golf like 54 holes. Go to the range for a little bit. So, it's just the community was great there, and everyone was willing to help anyone else.
Is there a big difference outside of age and being married and having a kid? Is there a big difference between Neil Pionk now as opposed to when he was younger?
I didn't know Neil too well.
Yeah.
when I was younger, I knew his brothers a lot better. But no, Neil's always that. He's always been known as that hardworking guy, and he's definitely on the tip of his toes now more that he has a kid.
Yeah,
you know, he's got that dad in him now. But no, he's been great.
What about this year? I mean, the chemistry between you two is quite obvious. What have you enjoyed about this year, and then just everything leading up to this year with him?
He's been awesome. You know, he's another guy that keeps it straight to the point. No beating around the bush there. But he's really good with communication, which, as you know, my partner in previous years was very big on communication, Schmitty. But he's just been awesome. He's just always in the right spot. You've obviously seen his offensive side, and he keeps it really good on the back end there in defense. And he's just one of those partners that's just really easy to play with.
Yeah, I know it's part of the game, but how challenging was the beginning part of the year not to have Brendan Dillon and Nate Schmidt in the dressing room? Because two very larger-than-life personalities. Yeah,
that was different, but obviously, you know, it's good to see them to move on and get into new roles, and you know they're both doing well, and it's definitely sad to see guys that you make a good connection with over a couple of years move on, but if it works out for them, you're happy for them.
What's it like? Dressing rooms, I don't want to speak for any other dressing room. In the Jets dressing room, defensemen sit on one side or in a cluster, and then all the forwards. Is there any joining back and forth, and do you enjoy the fact that you're sitting together like that?
I enjoy it.
Yeah.
I sit on the very end, so I'm next to Coop there. So I'm kind of next to the forwards, but sometimes we give it back and forth, which is good, but usually it's just all even the D are giving it to the D, the forwards giving it to the forwards. We have a fun locker room in that sense.
What was the mom's trip? How great was it to take your mom?
That was nice.
Yeah.
My mom has been on me for the past few years about that one.
There was a little bit of jealousy going on here, a little bit between the dads and the moms.
I think so. Yeah. And my mom was pretty jealous after the dad's trip and what my dad
because
told
your
her
dad
about the
came home.
experience.
Yes. Yeah.
And I'm just glad that we were able to go. You know, my mom was pretty nervous after I got injured because the mom's trip was like a couple weeks after that.
She's like, way to go.
She's like, well, are we still going to be able to go? And I'm like,
not about your injury anymore. It's about the
it's about the mom's trip.
Yeah.
But no, she had a blast, and that was really important because I only get to see my parents 4 or 5 times a year. They only come up, but it was really important. And I was able to spend a lot more time with her. Just with not playing, so I'd go to the rink in the morning and then be able to spend the entire afternoon with her. So that part was nice.
What has she talked about the most since she got back?
The luxury of it, I would say. She and just the experience. You know, we went on a wine tour, way up in the mountains, and she had never been to California either. So that was definitely a great experience for her.
True North Youth Foundation, you've done some time mentoring with the kids. How much do you enjoy doing that? And do you remember when you were that young?
Yeah, no, it's great. You know, it brings you back to when you were a kid, and you think about all those times and all those hockey camps you did growing up, where you're idolizing those guys, and it's important. It makes a big impact on their lives, and and you're just trying to help them out and bring that smile to their face.
Do you notice the reaction when you guys walk in and how much enjoyment you get out of that?
Yeah. Usually it's more of a nervous kind of quiet.
Yeah, does it take a while for them to warm up a little bit too as well? Or?
Sometimes, yeah. I mean, obviously you have kids that are more quiet and kids that love it and want to ask you a million questions. But no, it's fun, and they seem to enjoy it. And as long as they keep enjoying it, we'll keep doing it.
What is going to be the most important part for your guys' success as you head down the stretch run here?
I would say is just keep that confidence, and just we have a really good defensive team, and if as long as we can keep the chances of the opposing team down to a minimum sense, I feel like we're really good 5-on-5, stay out of the box, and just keep having fun. We still have half a season to go here, and a lot can change in that half a year, but just keep having fun, keep enjoying it, and go from there.
I know, like, you just can't return to the lineup, but do you feel this I'm just going to go with the 2 small sample size. The game against LA and Colorado, I feel like it looked like that was the best you guys have defended all year. Do you feel that way as well?
I think so too. Yeah. I mean, obviously, they're both teams. We kept their chances to a minimum. LA was pretty similar to us, where we don't like to give up chances in the slot. If you're gonna give up anything, give it on the outside, and that was a hard defensive battle. And then obviously, Colorado likes to keep it more open. They got a lot of guys that can skate there. But yeah, just being patient, and when the opportunity strikes, or you're given the opportunity, take it.
How hard is that to stay patient in a game? Because from a fan perspective, from a viewer perspective, that LA King game was very challenging to watch first 2 games. So it must be even harder for you guys to not want to open things up a little bit to get some excitement going, I guess, some ways.
Yeah, I mean, it's, as you saw in the Colorado game, how important it was to score early on in the game. And even in the LA game, you scored late. The fans they erupted. I think they had been waiting a while, which I don't blame them. But, it's important, especially when you're playing at home, just to try and get off to a good start and get that first goal, get the fans involved into it. And I feel like we have more success when we do that.
Since you've had a long break, how challenging is the 4-nation face-off break going to be for you? Because it must feel like you just got back, and then there's another break.
It's going to be weird, probably, but it'll be good. Just to get out of the cold.
Yes.
Get some vitamin D, see some sunlight.
Yeah.
It'll be tough. Obviously, usually the break's around a week long, and this year it's a couple weeks, so that'll be weird. But I'm trying to get back here earlier just to make sure I stay on the ice.
Last one for you, just the joys of playing in front of and watching Connor Hellebuck night over night. Because it's amazing how he said he won 500 games, 40 shutouts, 300 wins, and it's done. Like, he's chalked him off his list already. How incredible is that to watch and be a part of?
He's so good. He's every night he brings it, and you look at him, you're like, how do you do that every single night, day in and day out? And it's just kind of a natural to him, and you're never out with him in the net, and some of the saves that he makes is unbelievable. Probably some of the saves that he's made on the highlight reel are because of me or other defensemen, but so he's got us to thank for that. But no, he's fun to watch, and it's just thankful to have him back there.
I apologize because I remember asking you about this. What is he like when you make a mistake? Does he talk to you about it after, or you like at that moment when you get back to him and talk to him at the crease, or after the game?
I guess it's situation based. But he'll definitely talk to you about it and just kind of get your perspective on the things before he gets involved with, and tells you his side of things. Because it's a little bit easier, when he's back there and he's looking at everything out in front of him, versus when you have the puck. Sometimes you don't see some of the same things. But he's good. He's good with that, where he's willing to reach out, willing to help, and if you want to ask for help, he's willing to let you know.
Appreciate the time. Good luck the rest of the season.
Thank you.